Hello y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we are going to dive deep into some more stuff about me while I get ready. I already look ready, but no. So to start off, we are going to talk a little bit about just my passions with school and how I got to graduate high school early. I already washed my face, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put some of my moisturizer on while I talk about this. So I actually wasn't supposed to graduate for a very long time. Like, I would be a junior in high school right now. I don't like the sound of that. High school really cut me in that box, and so did middle school or whatever. So it would just happened one day in 7th grade. I woke up and was like, oh my gosh, I want to hurry up and get out of school and start college, do what I want to do, and just do what I want to do. I struggled a bit in 6th grade with health issues and keeping my grades up, so going with the process of skipping grades, the principal at the school was a little not on board with it. He was like, she is very young to be going to high school, she has all these health issues, are you sure she's going to be able to keep up or whatever? And another reason is because I was going to be like, all my friends, my sister, everyone was leaving me in middle school, and with my anxiety I just didn't feel like I was going to be able to do as good in a school by myself as I wanted to. So I started to get pretty bad in 7th grade with like my health, so I went to something called Homebound. It's just like an online school for kids that have health issues, and it wasn't hard. It was actually pretty easy, and it allowed me to work faster and do 2 grades at once. I actually ended up testing out of a lot of the 8th grade material besides math. I had to take the math class, so I was doing double math, which wasn't hard. It was a lot of work, but it wasn't hard since I was home all the time and had nothing else to do besides like doctor's appointments and just regular life stuff. I was able to finish that in a proper, timely manner. I had to get to like a certain level. I don't remember what the number was, like what the score was that I had to get to, but I got past that. Math has always been kind of my strong suit or whatever in school. It's been like math and science. So with that, I talked to the high school because we had to get me to actually like skip the 8th grade, like show it on the transcript, which was not an easy process. It was not easy. They tried to not let me do it, but I always been a very goal-oriented person ever since I can remember. I wanted to be in the medical field and do trauma surgery and work on people, but with all of my wrist surgeries that I had, I can't get my hands and wrist certified to do surgery. So I was like, instead of doing human science, why not do earth and space science? Sounds just as fun. It's still science. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go with it. So I started to really pay attention in my science classes and dive deep into just different kind of sciences to see which one I would like the best. And it ended up being marine biology, geology, and astronomy at first. But I realized that with astronomy, you don't have a lot of options for a job. You're like pretty much stuck with just one job, which is astronomy, because you go straight into that, you learn those classes, and you don't have this wide variety of classes that you took and degrees that you can earn. It's just straight up astronomy. With marine biology and geology, I didn't think that it was smart to do marine biology separate and geology separate, because geology and geoscience pretty much goes together with like volcanology, seismology, marine biology, just all that ology. It pretty much just goes together. So I was like, I can do geology or geoscience, but I didn't think that it would be as smart for me to do that, because I didn't have like a really big passion for it. My passion is outer space. Yes, I love like the earth and learning about all that different type of stuff. I'll probably just do that as a hobby or like a minor instead of a major. But I was going to do astrophysics, just straight up astrophysics. But I was like, that also doesn't really give me the option to choose different jobs that I want to do. Like here, I can tell you guys the difference between astronomy and astrophysics. What is astronomy? Got you. So astronomy is the branch of science that deals with the celestial objects, space, and the physical universe as a whole. And then we can do astrophysics, and then astrophysics is the branch of astronomy concerned with the physical nature of stars and the other celestial bodies, and the application of the law of and theories of physics to. So it's just like deep math, like dark energy, like just all that type of stuff that has to go on up in space. And I found that a little bit more interesting than just straight astronomy, because I want to figure out how things were formed and where they came from, how long ago, and that's more of the astrophysics than just the astronomy. Like the astronomy is studying like our solar system and figuring out like the moon, the sun, and like all that different type of stuff. It's very fun, don't get me wrong, I will be doing that as well, but physics gives me a lot more options to choose from. Like I have to take biology classes, I have to take chemistry classes, I have to take all that different type of stuff for just physics by itself. So I can do astrophysics, I can do just physics, I can do astrobiology, I can do astrochemistry. Like I can do all these different things with space, and I like that a lot more. It's gonna be very hard. It's gonna be very, very hard. I love physics and just figuring out how things work and just all that stuff. But the aerospace engineering, that actually came from my grandpa. That was the idea of him. I always been into like nuclear engineering or whatever, but nuclear engineering? What if I die? Like, what if like chemicals, okay, let me shut up. But like that is really hard, and I don't know how my body would be able to handle being around like nuclear power plants all the time. I just feel like that's like a lot of labor and that's a lot of hard work. It's really interesting and I'm going to learn about it. But am I going to do it? I don't think I'm going to be able to do that as easy as I would be able to do aerospace engineering. And actually it's pretty funny because my cousin, he wants to do aerospace engineering too. We're kind of like twinsies. Our names are almost the same too. But with aerospace engineering, it came from my grandpa telling me like I always wanted to build stuff and find a way to get me to outer space and get other people to outer space and just study that and like build stuff. It's just really fun. Like, I don't know, being able to figure out a way to get me to outer space with my health issues in a spaceship that can withstand me. I don't know, something about that right there just it just hits the spot. Like, I know it might seem like, girl, you want to do a lot of stuff, but I don't know. Let me look up. I'll look up aerospace engineering for y'all right now. So aerospace engineering is the primary field of engineering concerned with the development of aircraft and spacecraft. So it is two majors of overlapping branches, so aeronautical and astronautical. So there's a school that I really want to go to for this, but it's in like Arizona, and then there's one in Florida. It's the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. They actually keep sending me stuff to come, but I don't know, I'm kind of scared to go there alone. And like, not gonna lie, their graduate program is a lot better than their undergrad program. Even though it is really good programs, I feel like I would like it better if I did their graduate. And they said that they can do like internships with like NASA and stuff like that. They have 9 astronauts that came out of their school. Like, that's a lot. Normally you barely get one astronaut that comes out of like a school. I don't know. That's really good. But I don't know. I really want to find out a way to explore space myself. Even if that doesn't happen, at least I can know that I tried and I got somewhere with it, and tell my kids and grandkids and all that stuff, like, hey, Grandma Asia did this. What? Grandma Asia did this. I'm a nerd. I have a lot of textbooks from my grandpa. I have to show you guys one of these days. Like, I have so many textbooks that are like dorky, like chemistry, like I have mathematical engineering. It's just like physics and I don't know, electrical engineering, just a whole bunch of different types of textbooks over there that I have looked through. I used the chemistry one actually in high school. It was really, really good. It helped me. And chemistry, for a lot of people, they say it was hard and they don't understand chemistry, but for me, I kind of aced it. I don't know, I did way better in chemistry than I did in biology. I don't know, biology was really hard. Like, why am I studying this DNA of an animal? Do y'all hear that? I don't know. Chemistry, really fun. Physics, really fun. Math, really fun. I would like be drowning myself in work right now, in schoolwork, if I could, but I don't want to stress myself out too much. Like, skipping a lot of grades and doing a lot of work in high school already like really took a toll on my body and my mental health. So I was kind of just like slowing it down right now. Just work on your prereqs, take as much time as you need. Like, it's okay to, like, girl, you're 17, you graduated early, you have a little bit of time to relax, just a little bit. Don't relax too much, just a little bit though. But that's a little bit about my passions with physics, and I don't know if y'all can tell how strong it is or not, but I love me some space. Like, aliens, that's like astrobiology. Figuring out like other life forms is something that I want to do too. That's the astrobiology part I was talking about. I could do I don't know, that's kind of weird though, because I'll be like in a lab. A lab sounds fun, but like, what if it like starts growing something, like an alien starts growing in the lab? I'd probably just become best friends with it, to be honest. If it really just started growing an alien in the lab, I'd probably just become best friends with it. I don't know. But let's move on from that. I'm going to talk about a little bit more of my health issues and how I overcome a lot of those and became just more positive and not let those take over my life and who I am and stop me from doing things that I want to do. So ever since I was a little kid, I've just been very, very, very sick, like a sickly little kid, just running around, constantly sick, constantly catching everyone's little cooties and wondering, oh my gosh, where's Asia? She hasn't been to school in a couple days. Yeah, that was me. They thought when I was younger I had something called lupus because it does run in my family a lot. But they tested me for it a couple times and it did come back positive, but then it came back negative. So they said it was a false positive, which it was false positive because they test me like every six months to a year now. They test me for it and I don't have it. But I think the first time I remember going to like a specialist was, I think it was a oncologist, hematologist. They deal with like cancers and blood and just autoimmune, that type of stuff, and so does the rheumatologist. But the first doctor I went to was, I think, an oncologist, and he was like, we really can't figure her out. I was like 3, 4, 5 or something like that. I was like really, really young. They couldn't figure me out, and it was really frustrating for my parents because I was just constantly sick, constantly having bronchitis, constantly getting these rashes all over my body, running fevers, missing school, and just being very sick and very sad. It was very annoying, but I can say that I did get used to it, and I'm very much so used to it now. Like my pain is ridiculous. Like, I know there's a test that they do that can detect like the amount of pain. So I don't know what it is, but that they detect like the amount of pain that's in your body. And I'm pretty sure if they did that, it would be like way too high. Like all the doctors tell me this, like way too high. And my regular specialist, he was like, you guys should probably do some kind of, like my regular physician back in Fort Wayne, he was like, you guys should probably do some kind of diet, like a paleo diet or like vegan or something like that, to see if it helps her and if something in her diet was making her sick. We did, and no, it didn't really make any difference. I don't think we did it right when I was younger, but it didn't really make any difference that I remember, at least, besides like the dairy. I can't eat dairy. And ever since I was younger, we just went to like organic foods and made sure that like our foods didn't have a lot of chemicals in it, because honestly the chemicals that they put in our food is probably a lot of reasons why humans have issues. Like, why would you put so much chemicals in food? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, when it grows out of the ground, it doesn't have red 40 and yellow 10 and blue 80. No, it doesn't have all that. Our food does not need to have hydrolonic blah blah blah. No, just get the cucumber, wash the cucumber off, cut the cucumber and eat it. You don't need to stick a needle in it and inject it to make it bigger and look fancy, and no, you don't need to do all that. But when we moved here to Vegas, I was already seeing a lot of doctors, and they were like, okay, here in Fort Wayne, we really can't do anything for her. Our doctors just aren't suited to deal with someone like this. So we came here to Vegas, and I just was seeing a regular physician and making sure I was okay, and just trying to keep me maintained. Wow, sorry about that. Someone's car alarm's gone off. But just keeping me maintained and making sure that if I got sick, that my body was able to recover. But I did a little bit of home gymnastics, so I was on my hands and feet and just flipping around a lot, and I ended up getting like cysts, like these really big ganglion cysts and carpal tunnel on my, which wrist was it? I think it was my right wrist first. If you could see that little tiny scar right there, that little tiny scar was the first surgery that I had on my hand. Focus. And when my doctor, I was really young, and he was surprised to see a young girl like me in there. I was probably like 10. He was like, wow, you're really young to be having these types of issues. And I was like, yeah, I know, maybe it's just because I flip around a lot and I'm on my hands and I put a lot of pressure on my hands and whatever. So we did the surgery. Surgery went well until he came out and told my mom, your daughter has tendons of a 60-year-old and she's very swollen inside. I think you need to go see a rheumatologist. My mom got a little freaked out. She was like, y'all hear all them car alarms going off? Wow. But she got a little freaked out and was like, she's 10. What do you mean she has tendons of a 60-year-old person? This cannot be right. Yeah, it was. We went to the rheumatologist, did all of the physical exams and all the blood work and whatever, and he was like, love, I am sorry, but yes, you have arthritis. You have 2 different arthritis, like I said in the first video, juvenile idiopathic arthritis and enthesis related arthritis, which sucked. I was really, once, I don't know, I think sometimes when they tell you like these diagnoses, girl, I'm on your head. No, but like once they tell you some of these things that you have, I feel like it's like mental, and you start really thinking like, hey, I got this, like it's affecting me, and then you start going downhill and you start really like having it, because like I didn't have like that much issues. Like I had a lot of issues, don't get me wrong, I had a lot of issues, but like with my joints and stuff like that, I didn't really start having issues until around like 11. That's when I started to get really bad. And before I had got diagnosed with all this arthritis stuff, I was already wearing masks. I was getting sick and I was wearing 2 masks. Like 2017, 2018, I was in school wearing mask up. Can't get sick. Cooties, no. I was prepared for COVID. People talking about they couldn't breathe. I was wearing 6 masks. It was normal life for me. But no, I started to get bad around like 11 or whatever, and they put me on a medicine. They put me on chemo, which they call it methotrexate, because it was like a very baby low dose of chemo, which it was still chemo. I was scared I was gonna lose my hair. Everybody was scared I was gonna lose my hair. We had to tell the school that to let me wear a hat if I started to lose my hair or whatever. But I found out I was allergic to all those medicines. It was like 5 medicines or whatever, and I just started to go to like a whole bunch of different doctors. Found out I had a whole bunch of different stuff, and I was like, there's no way that I'm finna just keep taking all of these medicines just to take all of these medicines. They're not working. Why would I keep taking all these medicines? It's not natural medicines. Humans didn't take these medicines back in the day, in caveman eras. No, baby, we're not gonna do that. No, we're going to meditate, we're going to eat healthy, we're going to change our mindset, and we're going to heal ourselves. So what I started to do was I started to get really deep into meditation and like stretching and foods, and figuring out what foods made my body flare up and what foods made me better. That is something that really, really helped put my body back into remission, was the meditation and the foods. And just telling myself, you have arthritis, but it's not going to stop you. It's not going to stop you. It's just motivation to push you more to do what you want to do and get these experiences in life, and never take things for granted, because things happen so fast. So when I stopped the medicine, my doctor was like, we're going to give you a little bit of a break off the medicine to see how your body does. And I was not in remission at all. I was like really bad. Joint swollen, face. My face used to get really, really, really swollen, and whew, I lost a whole bunch of weight. I was like down to like 60 pounds. I was really little, but I went back for a checkup. I think it was 2020, about 2020 or like 2021. I went back for a checkup, and he was like, you're in remission. You haven't been on any medicine, but you're in remission. What have you been doing different? And I sat there, explained. I was like 13, 14. I was like, I've been meditating. I've been changing my mindset and becoming more positive just with life in general. I've been trying to maintain a healthier diet and not eat as much junk food or sweets as possible, and making sure that I'm not eating the foods that cause my arthritis to flare up. Like bananas are horrible for me. I cannot do bananas. Like, they cause my ankles to swell and my knees to swell so bad. So I stayed away from that stuff, and he looked at me like, keep doing that, because it's working way better than what the medicines were doing for you. And there's just a whole bunch more I could talk about with just the arthritis situation, but I started seeing like all these other different doctors, and they were all like, you have all these issues, but you're probably the most happiest and healthiest looking girl ever. Like, with these issues, they're like, whatever you're doing, please keep it up. And my eyelashes are dry now, so I can curl them. But I'm like, I don't know. I just try to not really think about it and sit there and be like, oh my gosh, I have arthritis, I'm dying, I'm gonna be crippled. No, I try not to do that too much. Don't get me wrong, there is sometimes that is very hard, and I do that. Like, if my body hurts really bad, I will get in my head and it will make me pretty sad, but I try not to do that a lot. I'm just a very happy person, and just make sure that I'm keeping myself happy. And I think that's another reason why I wanted to graduate school so early and start what I wanted to do, because I'm like, hey, you know how you feel now, just imagine how you're gonna feel in like when you're like 60. Like, just think about that. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna be. Like, of course I'm gonna try to keep myself as healthy as possible, but like, you never know. So I just try to keep myself up there and as good as I possibly can. Oh, y'all like my braids? I like my braids. They're pretty cute. But I don't know. There's a lot more I could talk about. If y'all have questions about like other health issues I have or anything like that, I will be happy to answer them. But I don't know. Another reason why I push myself so hard with school is because, like, the life I want to live. Like, who doesn't want to have a farm and a garden? Like, if you don't want to have a farm and a garden, you're weird. You're weird. I'm sorry. No, I'm kidding. You're not weird. It's just me. I don't know. I want to build a telescope. on the top of my house. If that isn't dorky, I don't know what is. What normal person wants to build a telescope on top of their house? What normal person wants to do that? You tell me. But I don't know. For the girlies out there that have braids, y'all, this right here, that is bomb. That is bomb. I use that just regular, like on my hair. Like when I don't have braids. Like if I'm like slicking my hair back or something and I need it to lay down. Because my hair does not like to lay down. It does not like to lay down. Like this gel. It's like the same brand, but the gel is orange. Smells so good. I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna put y'all on. But anyway, that is all I gotta say about a little bit more about me, my passions, and my health issues. If y'all have any questions y'all want me to answer, please let me know. I will be more than happy to answer them for you guys. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.